First game in a while, do you feel good?
Got a little winded super fast. That was to be expected. Um, and we just in the learning process as a team. We got to figure a lot of things out. But one thing that I can say is the team we just played showed us how to play. And we do a good job at it. And they trust each other, they trust the system, and they go out there and they play together. So it wasn't always as easy as it looks for them. And they had to go through the process. And we got to do the same thing. It's going to be a process. And we just got to stay focused and trust in the process and trust in the work that we put in. That is going to pay off. We'll get there.
Does it seem like they just picked up where they left off last week?
They've been together for some time now, so they know each other. They've been healthy, and they've been able to capitalize off that. And like I said, we just have to trust the process, stay together, even through these tough battles. We have to find a way to not let it affect us, affect the unit. We're going to have rough nights like tonight. Hopefully they don't come as often. But we got to learn from them. And any setback, I feel is a setup for something great. But we got to trust the process, and at the same time, we got to continue to work. And all that stuff. We have a team full of guys that want to get better and grow. So we just got to continue to do it.
Why do you think you guys are going kind of slow offensively? Is it because you're still trying to win each other, or?
We just got to, like I said, we got to trust the system. Sometimes when things tend to break down, we give up a couple baskets. We want to just sometimes freestyle. And we just got to trust, like I said, trust the system. And the road to success is never straight. There's going to be some ups and downs. But instead of us just putting our head down and pouting, we just got to keep our head up and keep fighting.
Dwight, Jason was just saying that, it's not the same team it was last year, and you guys have to remember that. I mean, obviously, it's you.
Well, last year is last year. We can't expect teams to play us and do the exact same things they did last year. They saw how dangerous James is, so they're going to load up on him. They're going to make it tough for him every night, and they're going to do the same thing with me. But the bottom line is we have to trust. We won't get anywhere until we trust. Those guys fully trust each other. They commit to one thing, and that's each other and sell it out. And until we do that, we're going to continue to have these losses. But I believe that with these losses, we're going to find a way, to get better.
Strength didn't try to figure out Ty Lawson, just what exactly he's doing, what he's getting.
It's nothing that you can pinpoint. You can't say it's this person and that person. We all got to look ourselves in the mirror and say, how can we get better? We have to really sell out to each other. That's the only way it's going to get done. And it's a perfect example. You look at a team like Golden State. They went through some tough times, but they stuck together. They stuck with the process. They never quit on each other. And look what happened. Now they're just a well-oiled machine. Everything is moving. The ball is moving. Somebody might have a good shot, but they'll see somebody who has a better shot, and they're making an easy play. And if you do that for a while, now teams don't know how to guard you because everybody's a threat. And that's what we have to get to in order for us to be successful. And it takes time. But at the same time, in this tough Western Conference, we got to learn and we got to learn quick. But it starts with trust.
Kevin was saying that even in the preseason, he didn't feel like you guys were clicking with the practices and on and on. I mean,
it was tough. Because I know for myself, I wasn't able to practice. I wasn't able to do anything. But I just started back. So guys are trying to get accustomed to me and stuff like that. But we can't make any excuses about it. You know what I'm saying? We just got to go out there and do what we got to do to get better. We all got to get in better shape. But the biggest thing that we got to do, I'm going to continue to say it, that is going to be my message, is trust. We got to trust each other and we got to sell out to the system and what we're trying to accomplish.
This sport is so long, the season. But and there's quote unquote no such thing as a must-win game per se, especially now. But do you feel like going in Miami?
It's
you
a
gotta,
long season, and each game counts. We can't say, we gave up 2 early in the season, because those 2 games could cost us later on in the season. But like I said, we have to trust the process. We might bump our head a couple times before we wake up. You know what I'm saying? But we have to trust the process. It's all about, the process. And, I'm not going to quit. We're not going to quit. And we're just going to keep going until we find a way to get better. And as me and James are the leaders, we have to really just trust each other and hold each other accountable.
Thanks, Dwight. Appreciate it.